Yeah, IPP. Yeah. Um, Well, I've done a really serious robbery, yeah, and I'm in the scrubs, and they're telling me that I'm going to get an IPP. No one in the scrubs know what an IPP is. Yeah, then it's just come out. It just come out, matter of weeks or months. It just come out. Yeah, no one really knew nothing about this IPP. Um, I was on A wing, caused a lot of problems on A wing. I had quite a few fights on A wing with people, trying to get myself back to it. Don't forget, I was on crack when I went in there, and because I was on crack, um, I was still a bit wild. I couldn't get no crack. I was working as hard as I could. I was doing press ups after press ups, after press ups, sit ups all the time. Much as I could do, I was getting a job outside the cleaners, cleaning all the landings, mopping it, scrubbing the floors, getting myself out of that crack. You know, I knew that in prison, the only thing near the crack in prison is heroin, brown. I've never touched that in my life, and I don't want to touch it. So there's no way that I'm going to get involved in anything like that. So I've got to train myself, train all the time. I'm having fights galore in there because I'm really wound up because the drugs are taking over me, innit? I need it, you know. So it's making me a bit aggressive. So then I moved to C Ring, and I get a job in C Ring, doing the same thing, mopping the floors, cleaning, don't stop. Getting put in a cell with a big African guy. Uh, we find out he's a bad rapist, this, that, and the other. So I really bash him up bad, yeah. And the screws know about it. They just drag him out of the cell, and nothing happens, yeah. And all of a sudden, I get put into a wing called Conveyor, which is a big drugs unit, which I'm pleased about. You know what I mean? The screw that got me the job on the Conveyor doesn't really know that I was on crack as such. But when I went in there, I told him I was on crack, um, and I've been now off it for about what I've been on in Searing for about what 2 months. I've done about 5 months sentence at that time. So I'm still training very hard and going to the gym as much as possible. Being on C Wing, I could get to the gym a lot more. And when I got a job in a Connery, I used to go every day. The gym every day, every morning. Gym, all the time, yeah. Getting this crack out of my system. I wasn't involved with all the drugs people were taking in the Connery. So, and then you hear, don't forget, I'm having a lot of trouble in prison. I've got to make myself known again. I haven't been in prison for quite some time, so I've got to make myself known. A lot of people know me, but don't know that I can still handle myself. So I'm having bits of trouble here and there. Yeah. So in the end, I've got to go to court. I goes to this big magistrate's court, and as I go in court, my barrister, my solicitor comes up and he says, listen, there's something called an IPP. It's just come out, and they might try to get you on that IPP. I said, what is an IPP? I said, I don't know. He said, look, no one really knows nothing about it. So the judges, the magistrates is saying this and saying that and saying that, and all of a sudden a probation woman jumped up, and she said, Mr. Hill, he goes in the category of getting an IPP. So the magistrate said, well, please look into it. Yes, we're looking at it as well. We think that he could be in the category of an IPP. What's an IPP? So I goes back to my wing, working, doing the same thing, gym. And I have to go to to Harrow Crown Court. My co-defendant, I've had all my paperwork. My co-defendant's put me right in it. He's grasped me right up, Steve Flynn, yeah. I go and see him whilst I'm in the scrubs on another wing. This wing's it is for fucking grasses, you know what I mean? But I go and see him. I don't really know too much about it at that time. So I've got the paperwork. I said, Steve, you grasped me up, mate. Oh, no, I'll sort it out. And he's saying, listen, I said, you can't sort it out. You grasped me up, Steve. Do you know what I mean? Without showed that, mate, you grasp me up. I said, you're lucky you don't really cop it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I said, it's like, I don't know nothing about this IPP, but if they give me this IPP, Steve, you better be careful because I've been told it's a bad sentence, yeah? Anyway, We go to court, and it's our Crown Court, and the judge is back remanding us in custody for more reports. And then I get in a little bit of trouble in a Conabare with some people that just come in or are bad on drugs, but it's all sorted out. Yeah, I'm still going down the gym. Everything's sweet, man. I'm loving it, But then I go and see this probation officer. She told me that we've got to do reports on you, Mr. Hill, for this thing called an IPP. So I said, try to explain. I said, tell me what it is. She said, I can't explain it to you at the minute, Mr. Hill, because no one really knows what it's about, you know. This is 05, 04, 05, yeah. And I think to myself, God, what the fuck's going on here? No one knows what it's about. And it looks like I'm going to get it, yeah. So when I eventually get to Howard Crown Court again, Steve, my co-defendant, he goes into court before me, and he don't get sentenced again. He comes out, but they put him in a different cell to me. Yeah, so I'll go back in court. The judge goes, right, we've got lots of reports on you, Mr. Hill. The reports are serious reports, and we're looking at this, looking at an IPP, and in the near future, you'll come back to court, and the date is giving all this crap. Anyway, I goes on to the downstairs to the cells, and he's not in my cell. He's not nowhere to be seen. He's moved. I go crazy. I smash my cell up like a lunatic. I went mad. Because I don't know what's going on. I ain't got a clue what's going on with this IPP thing. You know what I mean? And he's now slipped. No one knows where he is. He's just gone. So I'm smashing my cell up. They get everybody out of the cell. They put me in another cell, yeah. Come in, buckle me up a little bit. They put me in another cell. Now, old Bill come down as well, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Just put me in another cell. And when I go back to the scrubs, he goes to the end of the bus. I'll go to the beginning of the bus. So I come out first, he comes out last. You know, and now I know that as we're going back, I said, Steve, I said, you're in trouble, son. You know what I mean? You really put me in it, you know what I mean? Big time. And they're talking about this IPP. I don't like it, Steve. You know what I mean? I'm going mad shouting out, and he ain't saying a word. When we eventually get to the scrubs, he's then took him first. They've hid him, right? And he's gone up to where he's gone up to before. Now I can't get to that wing that he's on. I'm talking to the screws on Conabear, which are really, really good screws. I mean, they're good, white, really, really good screws, like proper people, mate. And I'm saying to one of them, he's a bodybuilder, he's trains all the time with me in the gym and this, that, and the other. Please get me over there, I want to see him. He went, look, I can't do it, mate. I can't do it, mate. Honestly, I can't do it, please. Anyway, he eventually makes a meet with Steve, but on my wing. He comes to my wing, and they put me in a cell with a screw, in a cell with him to chat to him. And I'm saying, look, you've really put me in it, Steve. You really grasped me up, mate. I'm in trouble, you know, aren't you? And I said, why? You know, and he's saying this, he's saying that, and I want to kill him, mate, but I can't. I mean, all screws are really marking my cards here, saying, look, this IPP, no one's been sentenced to this IPP, but you're going to be one of the first ones, yeah? And if I was you, just do as you're doing, going down the gym, keeping your nose clean, working in the Conabare, and it's going to be okay for you. But don't go into one, as you're going to get whooped up, yeah. Well, okay, anyway, let's talk to Steve. Then eventually we go back to court, yeah. We go back to Harrow Crown Court, and we go down to the actual court itself. Steve's got about 4 screws wrapped around him. I've got them wrapped around me too. I'll bill everything, yeah. I go, what's going on here, mate? It's crazy. He goes in, but he seems like he's in for an hour. And I said to Screw, look for the spy, Governor. And as I looked for the spy, Screw didn't really want me to, but he wasn't too bad about it. Look for the spy. I could see Steve's mouth going like this all the time, like that. And I thought, okay, no. Anyway, he's really put me in it. He's more or less told them that he's in fear for his life and all this crap about me and this, that, and the other. Yeah. So then they put me in court with a judge called Judge Slot. This Justice Slot, and go in there. This Justice Slot is really giving me, you know what I mean? And do you know, like these judges, you know, you want to jump over, don't you? In our Crown Court, it's all glass. It's all like this bulletproof glass everywhere. Nothing you can do. He's really giving me, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at him and thinking, fucking assholes, you know what I mean? What's going on here? And all he said, he said to me that, Mr. Hill, your reports come through. I've read all the reports. They're absolutely diabolical. The things you've been done over the years. This one, you went into a car phone warehouse, you tied up so and so. You hit someone, you busted his jaw, you put his jawbone through the side of his jaw. You smashed all cars up in the air and everything like that, and you got away with X amount of money and this, that, and the other crap going in one way. We've looked at this IPP, Mr. Hill, and we were going to sentence you to 2.5 years IPP. And this, that, and the other, going on about other things and crap. It winds up being 2.5 years IPP. Well, I've nearly done 2.5 years on remand at that time. So I'm thinking, well, he's giving me 2.5 years IPP. It can't be that bad. Maybe I might be released in a short time, or does it start from the day? I don't know what it is, yeah? So I'm going back to the wing. I'm quite happy. I had 2.5 years IPP, you know what I mean? It don't sound a lot, does it, 2.5 years? So I go back to the Conor Bear and I was talking to the Scrooge, who got 2.5 years. Scrooge said, "Call that in bad way, you know what I mean? 2.5 years, mate." He's got a 5. Steve, my co-defendant, and I think he's done 2.5 years, so he won't be long. He'll be out in a minute. I think he's got to do 3 years, 4 months, something like that. So he's gone. He's gone to where he's gone to. I'm in the Conor Bear still, and then I go and see probation. Probation come and see me, talking to me about the IPP, telling me a little bit about it. I said, "What does it stand for?" You know, Mr. Hill, it's an Indeterminate Public Protection, but it's an order, you know, Public Protection Order, an IPP, Mr. Hill, an Indeterminate Public Protection. That means the public got to be protected from you. What's indeterminate means it means forever. It means indefinite, doesn't it? And she said, "Well, look, we're looking into this. They ain't telling me too much, mate. Don't worry about that. I mean, she's sitting there, like a woman sitting there. I'm on the other side. She's going to tell me that I'm going to be in forever. You know what I mean? And they ain't telling me that, you know, but they're telling me indeterminate. Me being a bit dyslexic and that, I goes back to my wing. I'm got told of the screw. I said, "What does indeterminate mean, Governor?" He said, "Indeterminate means indefinite." I went, "Do what?" So I can't get my head around this indefinite public protection, or I can't get my head around it. What's it mean? You know what I mean? And then he comes in, Pete Doherty. I know it's out of order what I'm saying. Pete Doherty comes in. I go out to the night centre, get Pete Doherty back down to my wing. He's going to come down anyway. It isn't for the fact that I went up and see him about it. He's going to come down. Pete Doherty comes to my wing. I make friends with him. I'm then taking pictures of Pete Doherty on my mobile phone and bits and pieces, and we're trying to get photographs of his girlfriend at that time, and I forget her name now, but trying to get photographs of her. And the paper, my mate got in touch with the papers for my phone, and if we can get a photograph of her, we're going to get X amount. But anyway, I'll take photographs of Pete Doherty, and then it's put in the paper, and I'm in trouble. You know, I'm in trouble. My name comes up in the front of the paper way, and it's only me, street fight. It's me, just me. So I'm in trouble now. So they come and get me, take me down the block, find out where you are, crash. I'm in that mount. I goes to the mount. I can't believe this mount. Walks into the mount, sitting in the reception, and about 8 guys come in, all from this certain wing in there, all talking to me about the mount, what is it like, what you got, courses you got to do. You're doing IPP, this, that, and the other. You're one of the first ones to do here for an IPP, crash, telling me everything. Then they put me in a wing called Bristow wing, goes on this wing. Sweet, man, sweet. And all of a sudden, I goes down, there's down on the ones, there's a board, big board downstairs. You go downstairs and it tells you every day what you're doing, where you're going, who you're seeing, this, that, and the other. Go down the board, nothing. This goes on for about, 4 months. So I'm going to the gym every morning. I'm loving it. Going to the gym, nothing's been said about this IPP. All I know, I'm doing an IPP of 2.5 years. So I'm thinking, but that ain't that bad, 2.5 years. Something's going to come up. Maybe I've got to do another 2.5 years. I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? Go down there, all of a sudden, there's a thing on Mr. Hill, can you please wait? You'll be collected and took into the classroom, for the IPP. Goes in the class, there's about, 10 of us in there? Just ordinary people, just convicts like myself. People nick my mobile phones, fights, a couple of armed robbers in there, me, armed robberies and things like that, yeah. Robber in my life, this and the other. Met some nice guys in there, talking in there. All of a sudden, there's a couple of girls walk in, girls, 22, 23, really attractive, beautiful, you know what I mean? Come in, start talking to us about the IPP. And all of a sudden, they start saying to us, right, we're psychologists, and we've got to do, look, I forget now the words that come out of, but we've got to put you through certain courses and judge you on the courses for your IPP. And then everyone's talking about IPP. What is it? What does it mean? What's this? What's that? They're saying it's an indeterminate public protection order, so it means indeterminate, it means forever. Now everybody in there is like, see their faces change. What does it mean? It means, you've got to do courses. You've got to do these certain courses, and if you pass these courses, you get nearer and nearer to getting out. You know, what's going on? What's nearer and nearer getting out? But the thing is about these courses, when you're doing an IPP, and I'm very lucky because I was one of the first ones to get an IPP, so I got a good chance of getting to do these courses in the mount. So we start doing things you do at school when you're first at school as an infant, colouring things with crayons, pinks, blues, and all that, and colour them in. You don't think this is so fucking simple, this and the other, yeah. But they got certain things that mean certain things in pencils and crayons and all that. So if you do something red, it means danger, and it works, yeah, for them. Then, you go back, see this, it goes on for about, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you go down the board with nothing. And it goes on, nothing. And you see more people going to this classroom and you're not going there, yeah? And you think, what's going on? There's more people coming in about this IPP. They're going to the class, you're not going to the class. And this is when it starts doing your nutting. This is when it starts doing your head in, because no one tells you anything. You've got to go down to that board, look at that board, and that's all it is. And it's brain damaging. Honest, it's brain damaging. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm as old as now. You know what I mean? I can do my bird. I've done a lot of bird. I could do it. But I don't know what's going on. I ain't got a clue. They ain't telling you nothing. But everything's on that board. All of a sudden, your name gets put on the board after 5-6 months. Every time, I was lucky, my cell was on the ones. So every time we went to the classroom, they went past my cell, going to this big hut, yeah? So I used to shout out the window and look at me, good morning, Mr. Hill. No, we can't talk. Come on the board. 6 months down the line, you get another one on the board, go there. So you've got to do another course. You do this other course, and now you want to know what's going on, right? And there's people in there that are like me, dyslexic, being abused as kids and this, that, and the other, and they ain't got a clue what's going on. Just heads up their bum, really. They just don't know what's going on. And people are going mad there, smashing, shucking things around the classrooms, going crazy because it's just doing, giving you silly things to do, silly courses. You've done these courses in the scrubs, ETS, and these other courses you do, drug courses, yeah. But you still got to do these in the mount, and so you're sitting in the classroom, they're giving you more courses, and before you know it, you're 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line. You're thinking, what's going on? I've done 2.5 years of mines. I've done 3 years in the nick. I've done 5.5 years already, and nothing's happening. Every now and again, you go into class, you're getting courses to do. You do the courses, yeah. And all of a sudden, they come out with a course called Calm, controlling. What was it? Controlling. Was it? I forget what it's called now. I forget. It's Calm. Anyway, someone told me. I forget what it is now. Calm, yeah. And you do this course called Calm, yeah, and it's not an easy course at all. It's so hard. It's so hard, to pass it. Being dyslexic makes it hard, and you're on this course for about a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, maybe trying to do this course, yeah. Oh, controlling anger. That's it. You're controlling your anger and learning to manage it, yeah. Calm. So it's controlling anger, learning to manage it is the Calm course, yeah. It's taken 2 years, 3 years to do this course, yeah, and it's mad. But you've got to learn it. You've got to learn it. And there's people in there going crazy. They can't learn it. Their heads up. They just can't. They're screaming and shouting. What's going on with this YPP? No one's telling us to do nothing. We're reading things in the paper about it. Getting things on the news about it. And it looks like you're never going to get out of prison. Looks like you're never going to get out. You're in there for the rest of your life, and there's people in there. I mean, come on, what I done, I deserve a big sentence. But the funniest thing is, right, it's this madness. What CPS, yeah, what they can do and what they can't do. I remember when I was in the scrubs, yeah, when I went down to see my barrister about this, about that. He showed me photographs and things like that, yeah, facial mapping and all this, yeah. So they're going to facial map at you, Mr. Hill, and this, that, and the other. Anyway, they're coming along with a deal. They said, look, the CPS said to us, if you plead guilty to this offence, Mr. Hill, that they will give you a 9-year sentence. 9 years. I've just started to get, I've done about a year now. So 9 years is, to me, what did you do out of that? 5 years? 5 years, 6 years out of that? I'm thinking, I don't want to do that no more. I've done the year, it's enough for me. I want to get out. I'm going not guilty. Showing me all these pictures and this, that, and the other. And Mr. Hill, this is you. No, it's not. And well, they can do a facial mapping, Mr. Hill. You've got to be very, very careful. This thing now, facial mapping. I'm going, I want to fight it. But they've already offered me a 9. How can they offer you 9 years and then when you go to court, they whoop it up with an IPP, which is an indefinite sentence? It don't make no sense. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I get the IPP. So I'm back in. I'm thinking, you think of these things, you write things down, and when you're in your class, you get to learn like challenging your thoughts, things like that, and your triggers, and pros and cons, and there's so much involved in this Calm, yeah. So much involved in it, and you're learning it all the time. You're writing it down. And I don't get. I'm dyslexic, so it's quite hard for me. It's taken me ages. I go back to my cell. I'm up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, working it all out, writing it all down. What I believe this, what I believe that. Armed robberies, how I done an armed robbery, what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done. Yeah, I'm walking down the roads, this, that, and the other, and getting it. They give you a map. You're writing things, and then they do play acting. When you go in there, it's a robbery, what you do, what you shouldn't do, and then you got to do that. You play act it, and and you don't really know what's going on. You're play acting something that they're watching you, mate, and and they're watching that play act, and they're watching how violent you was towards it, and you think it's a joke. I mean, you think this is part of, this is, but it ain't, mate. When you're doing it, they're looking at you, and you think, and you don't realise they're putting what you're doing is putting you further and further in it. You're getting more birds. You're going to do more of the IPP. And you've got to learn it out. You've got to learn your triggers. You know, you've got to learn to challenge your thoughts in the morning. If you can do all this, you've got a good chance of getting out. But you're not thinking straight in there, you know. And there's people in there that just come in doing IPPs. We've been in there, 5 years, 6 years, and we're still doing our courses, calm, control, and anger, learn, and manage it, and we're still going. I went up on my parole to get parole, and it goes in there. They're asking all sorts of questions, and I'm still a bit not too good on what I'm supposed to be telling them. And there's one guy in there that's ex-police, and being that I'm always bashing police officers up, he was the only one in there that swayed the others. He was right against me, and he swayed them. And then I went up again, and this time the board recommended me to do a course called CSCP, right? Cognitive Self-Changing Program, yeah? They recommended me to do that before I could get released, yeah? My probation officer, a woman called Christina Rose, she was fantastic. She was on my side. She see all the hard work I've done. I was dyslexic, but I've done so much hard work, and she can see the change in me where they can't, as such. Yeah? She writes a report for the parole board and gets me off this CSCP. This CSCP is a course that's so bad you're never going to get out of prison. You're going to stay in there forever, mate. There's people who life is still doing a CSCP. They've been in there 20 years, 30 years. You can't get out. It's a hard course. It's a hard course to beat. And if you get that course, mate, you're in trouble. And it looked like I was going to get it, but my probation was Christian LaRoe. She see that I've changed so much, and I've done all what I was supposed to have done, and she thought that I was is enough to get me released. So then went up, and I'm going in now, still doing more courses, other little courses, but what made it worse, really, I was seeing guys in there trying to kill themselves, trying to hang themselves, taking ODing, taking drugs galore, this, that, and the other, stabbing people. This IPP has done so much damage to young people. I see a kid in there, got 14 months, right, for taking a mobile phone. But what it was perpetual. Most of these IPPs are perpetual thieves, yeah? Perpetual thieves that they're thieving all the time, doing things like armed robberies and snatching things and doing that. Perpetual. And he was a perpetual thief of mobile phones. He couldn't help himself, yeah? And what he'd done, he'd took a mobile phone off someone running down the road. He's then looking behind him. As he looked behind him, don't realise he runs into this old woman. He knocks her over. She fractures all her jaw, all her shoulders, everything. He gets an IPP of 14 months. When I come out, after 10 years of my sentence, he's still in there. He's still in there today. I've done nearly 20 years in this IPP, and he's still in there today, which is what I've been told. I don't know. It could be wrong, it could be wrong. But I was told that he's still there. Then the IPP, when I come out, it was squashed, yeah? But it isn't squashed. If you got it, yeah? I've done nearly 20 years of this IPP. Listen, I deserved, yeah, to get a big sentence. I deserved that, you know. I've been doing it all my life, and the IPP made me change me as a person. This IPP to me is a wicked, wicked thing that's got to be changed, yeah? It has changed, but people who got it, you've got it. There's plenty of people in there that hung themselves and killed themselves over this IPP, and they're trying to get out. Mums and dads, aunties, uncles, brothers and sisters are trying to get them out, and it's really hard work, yeah? I'm very, very lucky to get out of this IPP. I ain't out of it. I'm still on it now, yeah. They're trying to get me off of the IPP because 10 years out of trouble, it's you've got half a chance of getting off of it, yeah. It sorted me out. It stopped me from being the person that I was before. It made me a different person altogether, a different man. I've told lots of people on my YouTube, my stories in my life, what I've done, people I've hurt, this, that, and the other, yeah. And in a way, I'm glad it's come out. I'm glad it's on released everything really, and I'm glad I'll get this book going, you know. And the book's very close. The book's really done, really, but we've got to get people to look at it and solicitors and things like that, yeah. So it takes time. I've got a fantastic team behind me doing the book. My ghostwriter is unbelievable. The ghostwriter is fantastic. I've got someone who's behind me paying for this ghostwriter. He's fantastic. My best mate's Terry Haley. He's looked after me like a brother. Yeah, he's my brother really. He's me and him are close, mate. Me and him are like close, yeah. And he's a nice guy. He helps me out every time he can help me out as much as he does. He does. I never take liberties with him. Never take the piss. We're just good mates, yeah. And the IPP was a sentence that was given to me, and it sorted me out, yeah. It's not a good sentence, mate, but it sorted me out. It's not good for other people, perhaps, but it sorted me out as a person. It flipped me, yeah. I've done plenty of bird. I've done lots of big sentences. I've hurt a lot of people. I've done lots of bad things in my life, yeah. I've been in the prison, been done terrible things in prison, unbelievable things in prison. Been wrapped around gangsters, this, that, and the other. I'm a gangster myself. I was. But the IPP sorted me out, made me a different person altogether. It freaked the life out of me, mate. It freaked the life out of me. It was meant to do that. It was meant to frighten people, certain people, yeah, and it freaked me, yeah. But I'm still on it. The IPP is run by the government, run by the Home Office, and there's a thing called, with the IPP, a thing called MAPA. And MAPA is an agency of loads of people. So because you're on a thing called MAPA look at you at any time, any day, 24/7, follow you, do whatever and you don't know who they are. So that's another thing that I come out of my IPP, come out, got my parole as such, went down to see my probation officer in Askew Road when I was in Ealing. I was in Ealing Broadway parole house, a big house there, hostel, and I had a probation officer in Askew Road, and I used to go down and see him. This guy was a short, muscular guy. He didn't like me, mate. He didn't like me, but he told me that I had to do this course, that course. I've done all my courses. I've done everything possible, and I've got certificates and everything, 20, 30 certificates to say that I've done everything that is put in front of me, yeah. I had to work 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, dyslexic, I done it. I had to do it, all right? So I goes down to see my probation officer. He didn't really like me. I could see he didn't like me. He didn't, maybe ex-police officer, I don't know, yeah. Don't forget, I've always done police, always worked police officers all my life, yeah. So I'm walking down the road. I'm living in Ealing Broadway in the hostel there. I'm walking down the road. Beep, beep. A guy pulls up. Hello, mate. Hello, Ray. Hello, mate. How you going? Where you going? I said, I'm going to Ealing Broadway. He said, I'll come and get it. I'll give you a lift. I said, you all right? He said, yeah, sweet. So like, anyway, go to Ealing Broadway. Goes to the hostel. Sitting in the hostel, I decided to go see my old mum, yeah? Mum living out, so I walked and come out of the hostel, signed a sign to say I'm leaving the hostel, but walked to my mum's. Got to my mum, my phone goes, because they give you a phone. Phone goes, probation. Mr. Hill, can you come down to the office and see us, please? I said, I've just been down to see you. No, we want to talk to you, Mr. Hill. Come see us now. I think, I said, is there a problem? Mr. Hill, come and see us now. Nothing, that was it. So I'm walking I'm in Acton. I'm walking all the way to Askew Road. And I'm saying, look, I'm walking from my mum's house, yeah? Okay. I'm walking down every road near the hostel, yeah? Checking all the cars, checking how many people are in cars, what they look, anyway. I'm looking, I'm thinking, what have I done? You know, I'm looking down for police, or what the fuck's going on? Goes in there. Mr. Hill, yes. What is conditions of your IPP? Well, I told him this, told him that. He said, well, one of your conditions, you mustn't be wrapped around people that have got prison sentences and this, that, and the other people. I said, that's okay. He said, you were just seen in a car with X amount of X amount, this guy, bump, bump, bump. I said, that's what he's giving me a lift to him. He's a well-known criminal, but this guy has only done 6 months in prison for taking and driving away a car. I'm in his car. They're thinking, they're following me, this mapper. See that? I mean, come on. So now, he said, look, this is what it is. From that time on, mate, you can imagine, can't you, how much fear is in your fear because you don't know what you're doing. I've been in prison all my life. The only people I know are people that have been in prison. Gangsters, people that have been in prison. This people, that people. I don't know no one else. That's all I know. I've got to be so careful who I talk to, where I go, whatever. I mean, it's virtually impossible. But I've got to do it. And so I become a hermit. Get a flat. I don't go out. I'm too frightened to go out and see people. It got that bad that I don't know what to do. This is what IPP does. And if you're not strong, if you've not got a good mindset, mate, if you're not together, you're going to fucking crack up. And there's loads of people on this IPP that have got recalls, yeah, because they can't cope. They can't cope. I don't do nothing. I don't go nowhere. I don't see people. All I do is train every day and do what I've got to do. Train. That's all I've got to do. Go to my dinner, go to my food. That's all I do. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to get involved in this shit, that. I just want to get this book done. Show people my life story. Show people what I've done in my life and what I've hurt people. I've done things, this, that, and the other. What happens at the end of it all? Because the end of it, this happens at the end of it. The end of it, you're no one. You're nothing. You lost everything. You've lost everything. There isn't many people that come out of prison on these sentences that have still got what they had. Because your head's gone. Your mind's gone, mate. It's all gone. It's hard to get your mind back. It's hard to get it back. You know what I mean? This sentence was out. They give it to punish, to actually pull us apart, mate. Rip us apart. And it has done that. You know what I mean? It has done that. Maybe that's what, I mean, I'll come out of prison and fucking had a heart attack. You know what I mean? I'd already had 2 heart attacks in a mountain. Didn't even know. They told me my heart was scarred, really scarred up. I had a couple of heart attacks. I didn't even know. I mean, that's what happens. That's what happens. And the only way you get out of it is being strong, yeah? Being strong. And I'm very, very strong. Yeah, I'm very, 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 very strong. So much gone on in my life that I've had to be. Yeah, I've had to be. And everything I put down on my podcast, right, are for you people to look at and go, oh, bloody what? Yeah. But at the end of it, this is what happens. You know, IPP, and that's it, mate. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe. Have a nice day. Yeah, bye-bye.